this is an iHeart podcast.
A decade ago, I was on the trail of one of the country's most elusive serial killers. But it wasn't until 2023 when he was finally caught. The answers were there, hidden in plain sight. So why did it take so long to catch him? I'm Josh Zeman, and this is Monster, Hunting the Long Island Serial Killer, the investigation into the most notorious killer in New York since the Son of Sam. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, Dr. Jesse Mills here. I'm the director of the men's clinic at UCLA, and I want to tell you about my new podcast called The Mailroom.
And I'm Jordan, the show's producer. And like most guys, I haven't been to the doctor in way too long. I'll be asking the questions we probably should be asking, but aren't.
Every week, we're breaking down the world of men's health, from testosterone and fitness to diets and fertility. We'll talk science without the jargon and get you real answers to the stuff you actually wonder about. So check out The Mailroom on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Kev on Stage. I want to tell you about my new podcast called Not My Best Moment, where I talk to artists, athletes, entertainers, creators, friends, people I admire who've had massive success about their massive failures. What did they mess up on? What is their heartbreak? And what did they learn from it?
I got judged horribly. The judges were like, "You're trash. I don't know how you got on the show."
Check out Not My Best Moment with me, Kev on Stage, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On an all-new episode of iHeartRadio's Las Culturistas, Emmy, Golden Globe, and Tony Award winner Sarah Paulson spills on red carpet hacks.
We saw these pictures and we were like, what is the story with this?
She gets real about the inspiration behind her roles.
Oh, no, there is no end to how people will behave.
And she puts hosts Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang on notice.
I don't think so, honey. I feel very, very triggered by this.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Las Culturistas, and listen to the full podcast now.
On this week's episode of The Next Chapter, I, D.D. Jakes, get to sit down with Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul, philanthropist, and global trailblazer.
I could feel inside myself at 4 or 5 years old, looking through the screen on the back porch, that this is not going to be my life.
Listen to Next Chapter on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Episodes drop weekly.
Hi, I'm Kristin Davis, and I want to know, are you a Charlotte? Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Are You a Charlotte? We are here with a little bonus episode where Lena and I discuss, and just like that. Please enjoy.
We were talking about women of color being on the show. What I loved about Jennifer Lewis is seeing Jennifer Lewis's character and Nicole Parker's character in the same frame.
So beautiful.
It's not just about them being two Black women, but it was more about them being two very specific Black women.
So specific.
And so different.
Yes.
And obviously, you know, generational differences.
Yes.
And obviously there's humor and dealing with death. And I just thought it was so beautifully done. I communicated that to Susan and to Jennifer as well. And I think that is the evolution of the show as well. And it's not just about, oh, let's put a Black woman at the table, a Middle Eastern woman at the table. But it's really more about, well, who are they?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, okay, she's Black, great, what else?
Right.
And I think that's where you get Susan Fales Hill being very culturally specific and like you know, kind of infusing some things that maybe she can relate to into the character. And, and Nicole Parker is fantastic. I've been a fan of hers for a long time.
Yes.
And so I think that's to me is what happens, is like shows grow and they shift and they change. But I also think we live in a very youth-leading society as well.
Yes.
So when you're watching women who are of a certain age, who are living certain lives, there is a level of people, or maybe people who are those characters' ages, feel like, well, I don't live that way, or that's not my experience. But I try to get away from this idea of, oh, I want to see myself, because I can see myself in the lead character in Baby Reindeer, and he's a white straight dude who is like, you know, in London as a struggle comedian. And even though I don't have anything in common with him in that way, I can relate to his desire to be desired and his desire to be left alone.
Sure.
And I think to me, it's about what is the human connection that is happening with us in the character. That's why it's like, I don't need a person to be Black and queer and female like me for me to relate to them.
Right.
I want to know, what is it? Are they struggling with? What are they going through? What are they facing in this moment?
And that's the joy of what we do.
Exactly.
You
And
might
also
relate to someone who has nothing similar to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. It's like, it's about empathy. It's about seeing your humanity in someone that looks nothing like you.
Yes.
And I think that's why it's like, again, like, don't pacify me. Don't put characters in there because you're like, well, this is the right thing. It's like, no, like, do it. If you're gonna do it in a way that feels organic and authentic.
I agree. And I think for us, like, the joy of And Just Like That was to get to come back together with our new people who brought so much specificity, love, joy. Like, they were so present. Everyone brought their best. And that's what we felt when we were there. So sometimes the reaction, it just didn't match. And then you're like, what is happening? So that's what I was curious about.
Yeah, well,
what is happening?
And the truth is like, because you can't go to everyone's house and ask.
Right.
And
I would like to, though.
I know. It's because, and I think, and there's so many different answers, but again, I think whenever there is turmoil or there's sort of a frustration, you kind of have to, again, critique the criticism and say, hey, what's happening? You don't always say, you guys don't know. Because sometimes people are like, say, hey, that's not working for me. I don't get this.
Right.
Why are they doing that?
I mean, it is interesting.
Yeah, it's cool to have a conversation. Yeah. But the truth is, you guys have paid the way, you've done the thing. You this is your stage.
Right.
And like when you go see a play, you don't get to say, I don't like this or what's going on.
Totally.
You kind of say, hey, this is what I came to see.
Right.
And whether I like it or not isn't really almost relevant because it's done.
That's true. That's
it's
true
already
as well.
done.
Right, but we're not living in times like that, which is interesting. I'm just fascinated by the shift and like, where is it going to go? You know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen?
But I also think people just need people are frustrated.
Yeah.
And I think they need something to be frustrated about.
I think 100%. It's a lot easier to be frustrated by a TV show
than what's actually happening in the world.
And I get that. And
by the way, what's funny, you'll see more passion about that than the voting rights being rolled back.
I mean, that was one thing that I at the time I was like, I cannot believe the
vitriol
and like
and what's happening
intensity, and then like
world.
look over here. Okay, but then you go, oh, it's actually the same. It's related. They're not independent.
They're not right. They're not separate of each other.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
right. Yeah.
But that's hard to be in that place.
Right.
As an actor.
But I'm a fan of the book, The Let Them Theory.
Are you?
Yeah. So it's like, let them.
Make me laugh.
Let
so
them.
many surprises from Lena.
Let them.
I mean, yes, I think the hard thing is, what do you continue? Do you continue regardless of that, or do you take it in and think that it means, what do you do with it all, right? And we stopped for now. As I said, I feel like there's more to be said. I hope
more stories to tell.
Yes, I just don't feel like that was our ending because we didn't know it was our ending. I didn't know. I had no idea.
I read like an article in Hollywood Reporter, so I don't know that I thought
Michael
that it was.
and Sarah discussed that it might end, but no one told the rest of us.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no
Okay.
idea. We had dinner, the three of us, Sarah Sin and I, maybe 2 weeks after it ended, and we were
Sarah
like,
told you.
we hadn't. No, we knew because he told us before.
Oh, okay, of
like we'd
course.
filmed it, but it hadn't aired.
Got you.
Yes. He would never leave us totally
Yeah,
unaware,
yeah.
but we were largely unaware, right? I mean, it every season it was unclear slightly, right?
Sure,
As
I mean,
it is, you know. But also, I would see a glint in his eye, like a creative glint in his eye, and I would be
Always.
like, okay. But we were a little burnt at the end of this one, you know. I felt a different energy, and partly because he was going to do the comeback.
Right. Season
So
3.
the creative energy was there.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
And I thought he'll just need some time off. You know,
Well,
Michael's
yeah.
always going to have ideas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that worried about it. Like I read the script, the final script, and I was like, that's not our ending. That's me. Okay.
I think you're not alone in that.
I know.
Yeah.
And then so when we had dinner, the three of us, I said to Sarah, I was like, I just don't feel that is like a good ending.
I'm curious what Sarah had to say.
Sarah said, well, I don't know quite what happened. Because, we like towards the end, I think I was shooting 6 episodes at once. Like, that's how messy our season had gotten.
What?
I had not filmed the part where I tell her that Harry has cancer yet because I'd gotten COVID the week I was supposed to film it in July 4th week.
That's happened to us.
Yes,
where an actor's
right?
gotten COVID.
It's a hot mess.
You have to work
felt
around
terrible.
it.
So because it was a Duane Reade or whatever it was, CVS, whatever it was,
The
it had gotten
Pampers.
past. It had gotten bumped all the way down till the bitter end.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like I had to remember, like, okay, wait, have I told people? Have I not told people? Do I know? Do I not? You know, it was all that juggling that you do as an actor, right? So the Thanksgiving episode, which was general craziness
Of
anyway.
course. I know about Thanksgiving episodes. Yeah.
Right. You are the master of Thanksgiving episodes. She's delivering pies. We're
There's
at
a
Miranda,
storm happening,
but Miranda's
literally.
not there. Exactly. There's some bizarre bathroom antics going on. So we're having dinner, and she's like, I don't remember what happened. And I said, you know, we argue about something, but I don't know what it was. She's like, I don't know what it was either. And Cynthia's like, maybe it had to do with Victor Garber. And we're like, maybe it did. I mean, we don't know. Like, that can't be our ending.
This is literally a scene and just like that.
I know.
Y'all being
We were
confused.
in a little small room of this restaurant that Sarah had called ahead so that
Sure.
we could. And there
Have
was
a
like maybe
private
3
moment.
other people there, 3 other couples, and they were just like,
What is going
I mean,
on?
we were laughing really hard. You know what I mean? We were laughing really hard. We thought this whole thing was pretty funny, but only because we were so addled by the end. You know, that's my word, not theirs.
Yeah,
but you know
yeah.
what I mean? We were like, we don't know what happened.
Wow.
And Sarah doesn't watch, right? Because she finds it uncomfortable at this point in time to watch. So she was like, I don't know.
Wow.
She said, you need to ask me these questions in a year when I've had time to process. And I was like, okay, I will do that. I'm going to
You'll mark your calendar.
I'm going to catalog this and I'm going to be like, Sarah Jessica,
Hello.
I have some questions.
What's going on? Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, it's who knows? Who knows?
A decade ago, I was on the trail of one of the country's most elusive serial killers. But it wasn't until 2023 when he was finally caught. The answers were there, hidden in plain sight. So why did it take so long to catch him? I'm Josh Zeman, and this is Monster, Hunting the Long Island Serial Killer, the investigation into the most notorious killer in New York since the son of Sam. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, Dr. Jesse Mills here. I'm the director of the men's clinic at UCLA Health, and I want to tell you about my new podcast called The Mailroom.
And I'm Jordan, the show's producer. And like a lot of guys, I haven't been to the doctor in many years. I'll be asking the questions we probably should be asking, but aren't.
Because guys usually don't go to the doctor unless a piece of their face is hanging off or they've broken a bone.
Depends which bone.
Well, that's true. Every week, we're breaking down the unique world of men's health, from testosterone and fitness to diets and fertility, and things that happen in the bedroom.
You mean sleep?
Yeah, something like that, Jordan. We'll talk science without the jargon and get you real answers to the stuff you actually wonder about.
It's going to be fun, whether you're 27, 97, or somewhere in between.
Men's health is about more than six-packs and supplements. It's about energy, confidence, and connection. We don't just want you to live longer, we want you to live better. So check out The Mailroom on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.
On an all-new episode of iHeartRadio's Las Culturistas, Emmy, Golden Globe, and Tony Award winner Sarah Paulson spills on red carpet hacks.
We saw these pictures and we were like, what is the story with this?
She gets real about the inspiration behind her roles.
Oh, no, there is no end to how people will behave.
And she puts hosts Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang on notice.
I don't think so, honey. I feel very, very triggered by this.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Las Culturistas, and listen to the full podcast now.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Kev on Stage. I want to tell you about my new podcast called Not My Best Moment, where I talk to artists, athletes, entertainers, creators, friends, people I admire who've had massive success about their massive failures. What did they mess up on? What is their heartbreak? And what did they learn from it?
I got judged horribly. The judges were like, you're trash. I don't know how you got on the show. Boo. Somebody had tomatoes. No, I'm kidding. But if they had tomatoes, they would have thrown the tomatoes.
Let's be honest. We've all had those moments we'd rather forget. We bumped our head. We made a mistake. The deal fell through. We're embarrassed. We failed. But this podcast is about that and how we made it through.
So when they sat me down, they were kind of like, we got into the small talk and they were just like, so what do you got? What ideas? And I was like, oh no. What?
Check out Not My Best Moment with me, Kev on Stage, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On this week's episode of The Next Chapter, I, D.D. Jakes, get to sit down with Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul, philanthropist, and global trailblazer.
My life, although it may look like an anomaly, it has only been possible because I was obedient to the call.
This episode dives deep into how Oprah turned pain into purpose and what it really means to evolve with everybody watching.
Every decision I have ever made has come from sitting with the Spirit and asking God, what would you have me do first?
Whether you're rebuilding, reimagining, or just trying to hold it together, this one will speak directly to you. Listen to Next Chapter on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Episodes drop weekly.
I think it's interesting with like endings of shows
hard.
and characters.
So hard.
And it's like you guys live in a very specific place for people because like I'll go back and revisit the first movie. You know, obviously I'll go back, revisit certain episodes and seasons and things like that. And I really liked the first season of it just like that. I thought it was really interesting.
Thank you.
I do. I think it was
really interesting too.
Yeah. And by the way, it's very Mary Tyler Moore coded because they came back with Mary and Rhoda and it was like
So
a whole
true.
thing.
Yes, which I watched.
Yeah, me too. It was a TV movie. They were trying to make it a
Yeah.
series, but they made it a TV movie. And it is that thing of revisiting these characters that you know and you love and you want to see where they are and what's going on. And I mean, and Mary and, Valerie Harper, I mean, they were, women of a certain age going back into the workforce, dealing with a lot of different things.
Yes.
And so you guys are very much a part of that lineage.
Yes.
And
we're happy to be.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's iconic. And I think what you're saying is you're like, oh, now the world has shifted and is different than when we were first doing this.
Oh, definitely.
Even when the movie came out,
Most
like all these different
definitely.
things. Like when the movie came out, you guys could go on Oprah and promote it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, and just like that, like Sarah's going on Howard's show to talk about what's going on. You're like, oh, what world is this going? What?
So true.
And so I just think the show continues to grow with us. And I hear you on the ending. It's interesting because I still have held off watching the last episode of And Just Like That. I know people that have, and they're sort of like, no, you got to have the ending and the funeral, if you will. And for me, I'm just sort of like, I'm not even ready to kind of
I haven't watched it
have
either.
that last chapter.
I feel the same way, Lena. That's why I don't feel finished. Do you know what I mean? I just don't feel finished. I just don't feel finished. Yeah, I'm going to work on Michael Patrick.
Movie, maybe?
I mean, I feel like it could be anything
like
we
a-
wanted, but I don't think
Well,
we
yeah.
should do a movie in the theaters, as special as that was. I feel like we should let
Streaming,
that.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens with our company.
Oh, I know.
Good Lord.
I know. It may get bought up.
I mean, again,
Everything. I know. Look, I love TV characters never die though.
It's true.
They just always live on.
It's true. But that's why I also feel like, first of all, I feel just as a woman who is my age of Charlotte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Life isn't over.
No.
And I feel a responsibility in a way to continue if we are allowed to continue, because I do feel like it's important
Yeah.
to our original fans who are our ages, right?
True.
Whose lives also aren't over.
That's the thing.
It's a real thing.
They're like living.
Yes. And hopefully thriving.
Maybe with vertigo.
Maybe. I'm like, Susan, what's up with the vertigo
Was that her
situation?
idea?
Yes. Talk
Did
to
she have
Susan about it.
Did she have it?
She was the expert. I had to
I've
say,
never-
which one of you guys, okay? Because someone needs to help me.
But
Right.
I didn't I was like, oh, it's
I
something
know.
I definitely don't want to get.
Listen, that's how I felt as well. I was like, what
Is happening.
is happening?
But look, they got to introduce new things to us that we're not familiar with, that we're not aware of.
That's right.
I will say what bumped me, it was odd that Charlotte wouldn't tell the girls about Harry having cancer. Because like, what was the secret?
You know what I thought it was about? And I mean, this is my... I don't always
Because Steve
have...
had testicular cancer.
It's true, but that was a while ago. I mean, that was before the children were born, right?
Well,
Or
yeah,
they
she
were
got
little.
pregnant.
Right. Exactly right. I haven't rewatched that part yet, but I remember it vaguely. I think personally, this is what I personally think, those children could be very high maintenance.
Yeah.
So I think Charlotte was trying to protect herself by not telling them. Do
The
you know what I'm
children.
saying? Yes.
But what about her friends?
Well, she wanted to tell her. Obviously, that was really
But
hard.
Harry didn't want that.
Right.
Which
because
didn't make
Harry was
sense.
trying to keep it a secret.
Why?
Well, this is also based on a writer's situation.
Okay.
A writer's significant other situation,
They don't want
right?
people to
You know, they
know.
always have to use
Okay.
those. Yes.
Sure.
Where I think that person had just felt like if everyone knew while they were going through it that they would have pity for them and
Okay.
talk to them in a way that would make them uncomfortable. They didn't want to make everyone feel bad. They wanted to wait till it was done.
I did like the moment where he was watching the baseball game and you were like, is this how you want to spend the last moments? And he's sort of like, yeah. I'm like,
He's like, don't bother me.
I know. It's like,
It
let
was
him do what he
really
wants to
funny.
do.
I know. It was funny. I couldn't feel it was funny in the moment because I had to be Charlotte, right?
I know.
But I liked that scene on the page because I also thought that's a very,
And
that's
it was
like
a deep
successfully
thing. I
married-
literally said that
Yeah.
to somebody where I was like, wow, how do you want to spend your last moments?
I know,
And you
right?
don't want to be doing these sort of forced family, goodbye.
Right.
You want to do the things that make you happy and bring you joy.
Absolutely.
So that's the thing. And just like that still brings those conversations, man.
It does. I know it does. I agree. And that's why I don't feel like we're done. But that's okay. That could just be me
But
because
what's
that's
interesting
how I
about it,
always
just
feel.
like that about that chapter is that you guys are dealing with mortality.
Yes. I
in a
think that's
way
also
that
what
you don't
people
even
freaked
think
out about.
on Sex and the City. It's like,
I know,
Except for
right?
the episodes like Splat, but for the most
But
part,
rare, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
like-
And I think that's also some of the reaction, but I don't know that people are aware that that's what they're reacting to.
Right. Well, of course not.
Because why would a 30-year-old have that awareness?
Right. Or want to be thinking, is that
Right.
what I'm going to be doing when I'm older or what's ahead?
Right. They would rather
Sheesh.
think of us in our 30s.
Right.
I get it.
Because it's also a more fun time.
It's totally more fun. And we got those crazy outfits. We're running around the streets
You're
and
single
whatnot,
still, thinking
and
about
kissing
getting
people
weddings,
and whatever.
getting
Yeah.
pregnant by accident.
Totally.
Totally.
Yeah, we took, in my mind, I remember the conversation where Sarah and Michael called me about, and just like that, we knew somewhat intellectually, like we had an idea that it was going to be challenging for people to come into the new era with us, right? We had some understanding
Sure.
of that, but then like the reality of it is so much more than your intellectual idea of it. The visceral
Right.
reaction that people had. But then also I still stand by it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't
Yeah.
feel like we have to not do something so that people don't get upset.
Right, but here's the thing, like you can never go home again.
No.
You know.
And if we tried to make the old show, it would not have worked.
Exactly.
Like people would
That's
have
the
been
thing.
very mad.
Oh yeah, no,
Right?
it's like you can't be doing the same shit in your,
No.
at this age when you were doing
People
then.
would say to me like, I don't understand why you girls weren't going out more. And I'm like,
what?
Yeah, I know. People would say a lot of crazy things to me.
Again, because they want the old show.
Yeah, and I'm like, but you have the old show and you can watch it. It's still there. Enjoy it. It's great.
Y'all just challenging
We're
folks.
just in a different place. We are. That's how we roll. We're challenging
Challenge
folks.
people about
I don't
interracial
necessarily
dating,
realize
about
it.
vertigo, about testicular cancer,
Testicular cancer.
all of it.
Prostate cancer.
husbands dying on
Husbands
Pelotons.
dying
There's
on
just a lot
Pelotons.
happening.
With the shoes on.
Yes.
I mean,
Black women
we
making
pack it in.
documentaries.
I know.
About people they've never heard of. Like
I
this
just
is
really,
what,
in
yeah.
my mind, there is an LTW's family spinoff.
Oh.
I feel like it would be great.
Okay, a LTW spinoff.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Remember when the family, when they all get dressed to go to the funeral?
Yes.
So beautiful.
I know. Very classy black mourning.
I know. And Nicole said she was in a Fellini movie in her mind.
Yeah, she's
And I was
so
like,
great.
you brought that. You brought that.
Oh, it was so
what
beautiful.
a joy.
And then also the humor they got with that damn memorial.
Oh my
Nuts.
God. A week of filming for that thing.
Of course.
Jennifer.
Jennifer Lewis.
I mean,
The one and only.
incredible.
The one and only.
What a joy to have her.
I'm so glad y'all got her in there.
God, me too.
So
me
funny.
too.
She was cracking me up.
She really is. I
When she
mean,
said the Super 5 see better days. It's just like nuts.
it was so great.
She's great.
She's so great, and everyone we had was so great. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
other joy of getting to go back to work, is you get to bring the people that you want, that need things to do, that are contributing their art. It's beautiful.
No, it was great. I loved all the new people you introduced, and obviously seeing folks from the OG.
The OG.
The OG show.
We love them so much.
Yes.
I know. We love everybody, but we're lucky we got to make it.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely. Especially in
true.
these times.
A decade ago, I was on the trail of one of the country's most elusive serial killers. But it wasn't until 2023 when he was finally caught. The answers were there, hidden in plain sight. So why did it take so long to catch him? I'm Josh Zeman, and this is Monster, Hunting the Long Island Serial Killer, the investigation into the most notorious killer in New York since the Son of Sam. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey there, Dr. Jesse Mills here. I'm the director of the men's clinic at UCLA, and I want to tell you about my new podcast called The Mailroom.
And I'm Jordan, the show's producer. And like most guys, I haven't been to the doctor in way too long. I'll be asking the questions we probably should be asking, but aren't.
Every week, we're breaking down the world of men's health from testosterone and fitness to diets and fertility. We'll talk science without the jargon and get you real answers to the stuff you actually wonder about. So check out The Mailroom on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows.
On an all-new episode of iHeartRadio's Las Culturistas, Emmy, Golden Globe, and Tony Award winner Sarah Paulson spills on red carpet hacks.
We saw these pictures and we were like, what is the story with this?
She gets real about the inspiration behind her roles.
Oh, no, there is no end to how people will behave.
And she puts hosts Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang on notice.
I don't think so, honey. I feel very, very triggered by this.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Las Culturistas, and listen to the full podcast now.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, Kev on Stage. I want to tell you about my new podcast called Not My Best Moment, where I talk to artists, athletes, entertainers, creators, friends, people I admire who've had massive success about their massive failures. What did they mess up on? What is their heartbreak? And what did they learn from it?
I got judged horribly. The judges were like, you're trash. I don't know how you got on the show.
Check out Not My Best Moment with me, Kev on Stage, on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.
On this week's episode of The Next Chapter, I, D.D. Jakes, get to sit down with Oprah Winfrey, a media mogul, philanthropist, and global trailblazer.
I could feel inside myself at 4 or 5 years old, looking through the screen on the back porch, that this is not going to be my life.
Listen to Next Chapter on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Episodes drop weekly.
This is an iHeart podcast.